Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading. All right, release and receive, one of my favorite spreads. So we're going to look into what, your guides are suggesting maybe would be something good to release right now. And in doing that, you're likely to receive something. And then we're going to find out what that is too. So let's get started with one of my favorite decks, my Energy Oracle deck. For release and receive for Pisces. Release and receive for Pisces. Wow. 2 cards came out. Just what we wanted. Interesting, Pisces. Aww. I'm not going to show you what the... Well, I will. I will show you what the underlying is. Because I think it's going to be fixed. I like that. The underlying is a broken heart. So something that has broken your heart. Something that has given you some heartache. Do you want to see what it goes? Okay, so the release is financial constraints. So if there's been something going on where you felt very tight with the belt, and it's not even necessarily that it could be that your finances have been tight, but it could also be that you have kept your finances a little bit tight just because of the uncertainty of what's going on, or perhaps you were uncertain of your wages or how things would play out. That's changing. You're releasing that. And this is one of those cases where I feel like it's, well, there could be something that you need to do that'll let this happen, but it's very doable. This is very, very doable. Very doable. So the financial constraints, release that. That's nice. Are you ready for the receive? Man holding a heart. So even if you're a guy, well, if you're a guy who's heterosexual, let's put it that way. This is still someone who has masculine energy. That could be depicted, and we look at my list here, it's been a while. All the masculine signs are Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. So it could be depicted as that. It could be someone who just has, more of a masculine energy. They're holding hard. So they're coming towards you with an offering of some sort. Maybe you're going towards them because they're holding their heart for you. Let's see where it goes. But the underlying is a broken heart. So I feel like this is some sort of energy. If you release and receive what is coming out in this reading, it will help to heal this broken heart. So I'm now going into my Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And after I pulled for those, I'm going to pull from the Wild Unknown Animal Tarot deck. So I'm going to pull from both, and then I'll show you what we got. Oh, wow. The man holding the heart is depicted as the King of Pentacles. I'll tell you that. This person does very, very well in home life, business life. They're very stable, financially secure. They've got a good head on their shoulders. Very loving, nurturing energy. Always good to hear, right? That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Wow. I don't know what is going on with you guys. All in like this isolation. Everyone's got some kind of love going on. Maybe it's through like text messaging or something. Because like, how are you meeting people? Let me know. How are you doing that? What are you doing? All right. Okay, so here we go. So the financial constraints has the crow. the crow energy here. I feel like you can use your intuition to get yourself out of this, or to change your energy around this financial constraints. It's somehow, it's almost like your energy is what is related to this. You have the ability to change this for yourself. I'm going to show you the tarot in a minute too. That's the release. Release the hold too. Release the hold that you are perhaps, if it makes sense to you, it's a general reading. If it makes sense to you, like if there's things that you just have not been spending your money on, and you were going to before these things happened, before like COVID happened, and your finances really have not been changed by it, I want to say that you can release the tight belt. And it's probably not a bad idea. If there are things you're like, I've been doing that a little bit. I mean, very fortunate with YouTube, it's pretty consistent. So I'm thinking, well, then I should, like, not that I'm going crazy, but definitely things that I was going to buy a month and a half ago, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy that now. I've been buying some of that because I thought, well, if you do have an income still and it's not really being affected by what's happening, and it doesn't look like it would be, don't go crazy, but help a bit, right? Because if everybody just doesn't spend anything, then the economy is really going to go pfft. So that is a little bit of what I'm getting here with this, actually, with this financial constraints. So you may have just been very cautious, and you know, it's okay to release some of that. Now, this is the receive. This is very, very good. This is like a very stable partner. Very stable. Extremely stable. This is like the King of Pentacles here with almost, I want to say, the King of Cups. With that card, with the man holding the heart, I get a bit of King of Cups, and I also do get an awful lot of Leo energy. So it could also be King of Wands, but it's very stable. So financial constraints. We have the Son of Cups, the Five of Cups. There's that poor horse that just didn't get out of the barn. And then the Ace of Cups. That's in the release. And the receive. We have the Lovers, the Three of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Underlying is the Lizard. Very empathic, very healing energy. Also a time for nurturing and rest. I think you've been doing that. And then the Son of Swords, there's action here. There's really going towards what you want. Like, I'm doing this, I'm going for it. Now, so what's going on here? So this release that I'm getting is, yes, the financial constraints that we discussed. The Son of Cups and the Five of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Release the past disappointment from something. It looks like there was something that you had here, or you were going to have, or you had hoped to have, which was going to be this gentle offer. With the Son of Cups, it's a bit like a Page or a Knight of Cups. So it is a little bit like a message, but also movement towards someone. And then it was just disappointment. It didn't happen, or it didn't work out. Very disappointing. Somehow did not work the way you thought it would. And you've been focusing on this Ace of Cups, like this new beginning somehow. You've been focusing on that. Or you're being told to release it. To release the focus on that new Ace of Cups. Just to release it. And go buy some stuff. It's a funny message, right? Yeah, it's a funny message. This is the release. It's a release of the past, because your financial constraints, I'm being told, have something to do with, you know, how your feelings and your perceptions changed with the changes that happened globally. So almost like release all of that. Release everything that you are feeling is affecting what you want to do. because it really isn't for you. If it's resonating, good Lord. Like if you've been laid off and you're waiting for employment insurance to come in and it hasn't come in yet, don't go and buy stuff. That would be foolish, right? Like I said, this is a general reading, but if it's what kind of the situation that I described, you're probably okay. So release the past disappointment. There's a whole, so you got the financial constraints. It's like you're getting two messages and you got all these cups sitting between, like, and yeah, sitting between what would have been an offering in your emotions and feelings and a new beginning in your emotions and feelings is disappointment. Sitting in that. Just release it. Just put it in the garbage can and let it go. It's the past. Release that. Just release it and try not to focus on it. Because your receive is really beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's really stable. Yeah, so, because these two energies right here, if we look at these two energies, if this is kind of the energy that you've been holding on to because of what happened in the last month and a half, 2 months, it's not putting you in an energy or a position to receive really good stuff, because there's really good stuff here for you to receive, but this is kind of blocking it. This is kind of blocking it. And yeah, it does. Because if you are financially okay, and you will be financially okay, if you allow yourself to worry about it, that changes everything. It can change your future. So don't, just release that. You're fine. If it resonates. Now, what I'm getting with the Lovers and the Three of Wands and the Nine of Swords. This Nine of Swords is so unusual. It's really creepy. Oh. Because there's all these worms and eyeballs, and then there's like a detached claw. It's a pretty uncomfortable. I mean, this is what it's supposed to kind of signify, right? Like it's a very uncomfortable energy, the Nine of Swords. I feel like this needs to be corrected, this very uncomfortable energy, because all the energy beside it is beautiful. It's the Lovers. It's making this choice here. Like these two that fly together, that stay for life. It's a nice energy. And there's a lot here for them to discover together, for you to discover with someone, to grow and expand. Very, very nice energy. Oh, I see now. Oh, the growth and expansion. Yeah, you really need to release anything you're hanging on to from the past. Because the growth and the expansion is almost mind-blowing. I'm getting here. The growth and expansion in this connection could be almost mind-blowing. Let's see. What do we pull out here? What does the teeny tiny clarifying tarot tell us? Do you hear that hollering? I got his door closed. I got my door closed. It's driving me crazy. He's talking to his friends on the phone. What am I going to do? It's the only socializing he has. He just has to do it in his room, apparently. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So the past. Well, I'm calling it the past because I feel like this past energy has something to do with what you're being asked to release. You're being asked to release something pretty big. The Queen of Cups, the Empress, and the Eight of Pentacles. This Eight of Pentacles go away for people with this work energy. Gosh, I've never had an Eight of Pentacles come up so much. And I think in all the history I've been doing tarot. But so releasing this past is releasing exactly like what you had planned here. There was something that you wanted. It didn't work out. The Queen of Cups, there's definitely mutual love and feelings here. The Empress is a lot of abundance, the potential for abundance. And the Eight of Pentacles, the work involved. But somehow it's okay to release your financial constraints. So perhaps you're still working, but it's just in a different environment. Perhaps you're working from home, or perhaps you're like the Home Depot employees that I drove to the other day, thinking I could just go in with my mask and my sanitizer and get what I wanted, and realize, no, you can't go in the store. You have to order online and wait till we email you, and then you can come. Oh. So, like, you know, it's just changed for you somehow. It's definitely changed for you. So, wow, releasing that and then getting the Lovers. See how that works. You're starting over again. Okay, that's what you're doing. Yeah, it's such an unusual reading. Now I understand what it is. So the Lovers, which is the receive now. Then we have the Two of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. So somebody's coming in here with an offer. Somebody's coming in here with an offer. Somebody wasn't sure how to do it. That's been very common lately with readings, because everything has changed for people quite a bit in almost every aspect of our lives. So it's taken some time here to get regrounded again, to think about situations, circumstances, how to move forward in a way that is, it's happy. It's kind of like a celebration. Wanting to set up a celebration. So either you or someone coming towards you wants to kind of make something feel like a bit of a celebration. And with the Knight of Cups, during the celebration, there's like this romantic offer. There's a romantic offer during the celebration. Perhaps I'm just thinking like, well, maybe this is when the quarantine is over. You can have a celebration. How are you going to do that? Well, we'll have to do that next week. Oh, no, actually. Oh, thinking of when this comes out. Tomorrow, for you, when you watch this, is my son's birthday. I'm thinking, yeah, he's turning 10, which is like, you know, it's the double digit. It's kind of special. Because I feel like he's turning into, he's not much of a little kid anymore. And that's not how I anticipated his 10th birthday. So I sent a message to all the parents of like his friends and our friends. And so they're going to do like a little drive-by of the house. He'll be on the front lawn. It's kind of a celebration. Can do that? I don't know. Maybe you could do like a little drive-by and throw out like a flower or something. Or they're going to do that too. You're going to drive by and throw a flower. How do you do a celebration right now? But that's what it's saying. How's this communication coming through? I need a new tarot deck that has like text messages, telephone calls, and emails. The Knight of Swords. It's coming in fast. So that's how this is going to come in. It's probably going to surprise you. If it's going to surprise you, it's going to come in quite quickly. The Knight of Swords is coming in fast to be the Knight of Cups. I feel like the Knight of Swords is coming in quite quickly to arrange something to create this happy situation or environment to offer the romantic gesture, is what that feels like. The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. The Three of Pentacles. Yeah, that's, well, the Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles can be similar in terms of, you know, growth and expansion, but really it's through collaborating, working together. And the page or Knave of Wands here is the message. It's like something that's been sitting inside, maybe because of the past situation that felt very unfulfilled, that didn't happen for you the way you wanted it to happen. Now, what'll be interesting though is this Nine of Swords. This Nine of Swords. Oh, geez, the cards are just... Let me get this in the right order. Wow. And what is this one? It's down. My goodness. This Nine of Swords. 10 of Swords, the Death card, the Four of Wands, Justice, and the Moon. Something has ended here for you that's created a bit of a nightmare with the Nine of Swords. The 10 of Swords and the Death card really talk of an ending. Something's really ended here. With the Four of Wands and the Justice card, There could have been an ending in a relationship that you had or a connection, and the moon is moving into the, well, no, because you're Pisces. Yeah, whenever I do a reading for Pisces, the moon card is not. The moon card is about your intuition here. Using your intuition to guide you through this change and transition. You could also be dealing with another Pisces. I feel like it's trying to tell me that this is you. That this is you. You've changed your transition. I've done a lot of personal readings. I did a lot of personal readings for Pisces people, like the last couple months when I was doing private readings. And a lot of them, there was it was interesting because you guys have had that Emperor energy for so long. A lot of them were stuck in a relationship with this Emperor energy. This very domineering energy. So perhaps some of you might be trying to get out of this, because it is the Nine of Swords. It's the more present energy, and everything clarifying it is indicating an ending here. Who's the man holding a heart? I mean, I feel like it's someone like a King of Pentacles energy. Yeah, it's a Knight of Pentacles. It's someone who's been very slow. It's someone who has been very, very slow up to this point. And I think that's why when they come in as the Knight of Swords, it's going to be surprising. Like, whoa, wait a second. Where the hell did this come from? Whoa, I haven't heard from you in like a long time. So it's surprising. The elf, what is this elf energy here to tell us? I'm not surprised. The Six of Pentacles. Because the elk would be. This person is bringing in balance. This person wants to bring balance into this connection with you. There's definitely a desire for balance. Your broken heart, the broken heart is the underlying. Wow. The broken heart, the Five of Cups, the Four of Swords, and then the Six of Wands. I said the heart was going to heal. So the Five of Cups has been very disappointing. That hasn't worked out the way you wanted it to, the way you hoped it would. The Four of Swords needing to take a break, a rest from pretty much everything to heal yourself. And now you're ready for victory. That's great. I feel like I'm doing a lot of readings lately in these general readings for all of the different signs. Have you guys having like really done some deeper work for yourselves, and it's paying off because your readings are coming out really good. The Ten of Wands is at the bottom, so it is time to drop those burdens. You're getting closer to dropping the burdens, things that are holding you down, holding you back from really being who you want to be. Well, that's a good reading. That's a good release and receive, Pisces, huh? Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that reading. And until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.